So the Indiana Fever's scouting is like embarrassingly bad. Like, I genuinely do think the word embarrassingly bad is a good way to describe the Indiana Fever scouting. I actually don't think they scout, by the way. I don't even think they scout. Like, we've got you've got the fact that I think they announced they had some scout. But if you look at their free agency signings, like, I'm not even joking when I say this. You've got the sister of an Indiana Pacers player and someone from Indiana. Their new free agency, everything they did in free agency was either bring back the players they already had or they signed one player from Indiana and one player who was friends with Caitlin Clark and who got on well with Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. Basically signed, all they did as a scouting for free agency. This is the seems what they did. They either signed players that were like players who played for Steph previously, friends of the Stars, and people who had ties to Indiana. This is like last year. This is literally like last year when they brought in Jaylen Brown because Amber Cox knew her in Dallas. They brought in DeWanna because Steph White knew her from Connecticut. They brought in Natasha Howard because Kelly Krauskopf was the GM when she was drafted in 2014. They literally don't scout. That's literally it. It's literally it. They do not scout. They actually, I have no idea. I've actually got no idea. And someone else just said their other secret scouting weapon is wait to see if the Golden State Valkyries are interested in a player and then try sign that player once to go later on. If the Golden State Valkyries cut a player, go sign a Valkyries player. Like, it's, man, I don't even, nothing against Megan McConnell and Kiana Trailer. But McConnell might be an interesting conversation. It might be an interesting conversation to talk about, like, McConnell making the roster. But, like, Trailer won't make the roster. How is it that you have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to sign rotational pieces for a minimum because overseas players, and you get them for 2 years on a minimum, because overseas players who previously were not in the WNBA by choice, as in these players are getting paid $150K to play overseas, why would they play in America for $70K? And at the same time, with the stigma against Americans wanting to stay in America and go overseas, yeah, Europeans wouldn't go to America just to go to America either. Like, people kind of like where they're from in most cases. Like, you have Ayayi gone to Phoenix, who will probably be a starter there. Chekova. Why does Chekova end up in Minnesota? Why? Because they actually scout. By the way, why is Marianne Badian not signed? Like, people are saying, oh, what about a stretch four? I just realized Marianne Badian's completely unsigned. The Phoenix Mercury signed like 7 overseas players to training camp contracts. Like, why is Badian not signed? She is a starter for France. Her and Iliana Rupert start for France, and she can shoot the ball. She's 6'4" athlete who can shoot the ball. And is a little bit on the older side, but fuck it. Like, it is what it is. The only international player that this current organization has signed is Dantas, because she was already there. And by the way, they didn't protect Temi and let Temi walk. They haven't even looked. And I'm just hoping that they are smart about things and they draft Iana Martin. But I don't know if they are. And to be fair, Amber Cox was spotted scouting one player. One player. Through the whole process, Amber Cox has been spotted scouting uno players. One player. And it was Iana Martin. So I'm hoping, really just hoping that that ends up happening. That being said, like, I don't know how much I trust that. I think the Fever could trade the pick tonight. I think they could trade the pick tonight. Or do something dumb like drafting Marta Suarez. Ironically, an overseas player, but played through college. And Marta Suarez is not very good. Like, I have a feeling that whoever drafts Marta Suarez might end up cutting their first round pick. Like, it's that type of thing. You might be saying, oh, but like, no one will cut a first round pick. Man, the first pick in the second round last year got cut. Or second pick, sorry. Like, Madison Scott got cut last year. But yeah, it's a big thing because they're not even looking on the margins. Like, you saw the Valks last year, even the Wings last year signing Kayla Charles. Heck, if you look at Kubai is not coming over by the looks of things for Atlanta. Kubai is not coming over. Could you not, throw a third round pick at Atlanta to try to get the rights to Kubai for a year? Like, could you not throw a third round pick at Phoenix to try to get Clara home for a year? And that's the thing. You bring these players over with their rights. They're on a rookie deal for a minimum 2 years. Minimum 2 years, they're on a minimum. And you can get elite players that are not in the league by choice. And elite young players. Again, maybe Megan McConnell will be interesting. But every single player that the Indiana Fever have signed in any way is either a player that was already there, a player that has a tie to Indiana, outside of Mo Billings. Every single player was either already there, has a tie to Indiana. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's like they don't scout outside the boundary lines of the city of Indiana or the state of Indianapolis. They don't have an overseas scout. That is a fact. The Indiana Fever do not have an overseas scout. And this is the most important year. This is the most important year to have had an overseas scout. Because, again, there are 30 plus rotational players available to be traded for. Or, sorry, not to be traded for, to be taken. If you look at the New York Liberty, essentially, they signed two 24-year-olds. Raquel Carrera and Breanna Pauline Astier. They literally brought in the equivalent because they got Raquel Carrera's rights years ago as a throw-in. They don't have a draft pick, but they just got the equivalent of 2 late first-round picks. Like, Astier is coming in to replace Tash Cloud. Raquel Carrera is coming in as a really good backup 4-5. Like, they literally went and that's all they did. They don't have a draft pick. It's like, fuck it. We're still going to have a pretty good rookie class because we're going to be smart about things. Fever, not so much. So yeah, the scouting is non-existent. Legitimately non-existent for the Indiana Fever at this stage. So yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.